Hello, artists! Today we are going to make a polar bear. We're going to make a polar bear that stands up. So awesome. So I have two pieces of paper. One is a 9 by 12 and one's just some extra scrap paper. I have a scissor, a glue, and something to trace a circle with. Could be a cup, or maybe just a big circle, not too big because it's going to be for his head, and a black crayon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my bigger piece of paper, my 9 by 12 paper, and I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm not going to do that hot dog. I'm going to do that hamburger, and I take it and I fold it all the way in half. So now I have half of my paper, because that's what's going to make the polar bear stand up. Before I get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big rainbow line, or we can even say it's a U. See how it looks like U? You can either make it a rainbow going this way, or if it's upside down and the fold is towards you, it's a U. And I am going to do that on the open side, not the folded side. So the side that can talk to you like, hello. So that's the side I'm going to do it on. And I'm going to first just kind of practice going up and back down, up and back down. So now I'm going to finish that, up and back down. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut this out while both papers are together. So I'm going to hold the paper, get my scissor, make sure my scissor always points away from me. My scissor never moves. The paper is what moves. Open up the scissor, and I cut and turn at the same time. And now I have two shapes. I can use those for later. And then I have my legs for my polar bear. Now he can stand. I need to make his head. And how I'm going to do that is using a circle. So I'm going to put this to the side because I'm going to get that again later. And I'm going to get my other piece of paper, my scrap piece of paper. And I'm going to put the circle close to the edge. I don't want to put it in the middle. I'm going to put it kind of close to the edge. I'm going to get that black crayon and I'm going to trace a big circle. And then I'm also going to trace a little circle because I need a circle for his tail. So I'm going to go and trace a little circle. I'm going to use my glue stick for that. You can just make a little circle if you want to, but I like to use something to help me trace. Now I have a little circle, a big circle, and a little circle. So I'm going to go and cut those out. I start opening my scissor and I cut away from me, and I turn the page as I cut. So I have a big circle and a little circle. And before I lose those, I'm going to glue them down. So I'm going to go back to my polar bear. I'm going to keep him folded, so his head and his tail. Head goes on one side of the corner, the tail goes on the other side of the corner. I get my glue stick, twist the top. I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the corner. I can put it on both. I can put it here and here. And then I attach them together. And I have his head. And then I'm going to do one on the tail. So he has a bushy tail. Starting to come together. But what is my polar bear missing? What is he missing? My polar bear is missing his ears. So I need to cut him out some ears. So I can either use the scrap pieces I had before. I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. Now these are way too big for ears. Way too big. So I'm going to cut a smaller U. I can put them together. Little trick. I'm going to put them together. And I'm going to make a little U inside of that U. And then I can cut them out while they're still together. And if I open it up, now he has two little ears, yay! And I'm going to put a little bit of glue where they belong. One there, and one there. And I'm going to stick them on. So my polar bear, he's looking really cool. But now, what does he need next? What does he need next? He needs some lines, and he needs a face. Let's do his face first. I'm so excited to do his face. So I'm going to make a circle inside of this circle. Then I'm going to give him a little nose. And two J hooks for his mouth. So I just made a little J hook there and a little J hook there. What's next? He needs his eyes. So some more circles. We made a lot of circles today for the eyes. I can make the inside of his ears. I can make a little U for the inside of his ears and color that in. And now I'm going to make some horizontal lines for the lines of his fur. Can you say horizontal? So I'm going to make a horizontal line, another horizontal line, and kind of random, have fun with it, and make all these fun horizontal lines to show that he's a very fuzzy and furry polar bear. And do the same thing on his head, but this time I'm going to make the lines go down. So these are vertical. Can you say vertical? Vertical lines. Okay. And I'll do his little tail too. Now we want to do the same on the other side because look at his back. It's all blank. So since he's going to stand up and he's going to be a standing sculpture, we learned about sculpture and now we get to apply it with our polar bear. So now I flip over my polar bear and I can make him stand. Oh, whoop, he's sliding all over the place. How silly. And I have to make sure I can get him to stand. And I noticed if I get a piece of paper and put him on top of another piece of paper, he stands much better. Let's get a good look at our polar bear. All right. So there's my super silly and fun polar bear sculpture. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did and have as much fun getting him to stand up.